This is my audience. My group and I decided to do our final project on the problem question, what can be done about the issue of hunger in the Youngstown area? We chose this problem because it's such a huge issue in our area, especially Youngstown. With every problem comes a cause and a solution. This is what I will be talking about in my part of the presentation. For our issue, there are many causes like job instability, food shortages, unstable markets, climate change, and poverty/high cost of living. Poverty is more common nowadays because of the high cost of living in today's world. Without a substantial amount of money, there's no way you can afford to pay your bills as well as provide food for your family. A lot of times, in order to keep a roof over their family's heads, they will choose to pay their bills instead of buying food to eat. Or they will not be able to do both, therefore leaving them sometimes homeless with nowhere to sleep or eat. Which leads me to my next point. Like I said before, every problem has a cause as well as solutions. My group and I came up with a list of solutions that I will be talking about. Together we came up with a bunch of solutions, however we narrowed it down to 5 main ones. The solutions we chose were to spread the word on hunger in your community, raise money to expand for pre-existing food banks, hosting food drives throughout the community, personally volunteering at local soup kitchens around holiday seasons, or invite someone that you know who is struggling with hunger over for dinner. The most powerful weapon in our arsenal is our voices, so we need to use them and show how we can help with hunger. We can go door to door in our neighborhood to spread our knowledge about hunger to others and hopefully make them realize that actions need to be taken to combat the epidemic of hunger in our area. The more people know about this problem, the more it will help. In order to make people believe what you're saying, you have to mean what you're telling them. Before you go out and try to convince people to either donate or volunteer, you should first gather facts about hunger in your area. This will make it easier to convince the people you talk to. Once you convince one person, it will slowly spread through the community like a domino effect. The second solution we can consider is doing is to raise money to expand pre-existing food or soup kitchens. This is something that would solve the effect by providing food to the hungry. Food kitchens in our area, such as Second Harvest Food Bank and Gleaner's Food Bank, could always use the extra money to either provide more food for the hungry or upgrade their buildings to look nicer and feel more homier. You can raise money for these food banks by a couple different ways. One way is to set up a collection jar at your workplace for people to put any extra change or cash in that they have. Another way you can go out about raising money, probably not as popular as the first option, is to go around your neighborhood to collect donations from door to door. Or lastly, hold a fundraiser at your school or work where people bring canned goods or any food item that they choose. Once all donations are collected, bring them to a food bank of your choice. I'm sure they would gladly accept them. This solution ties in with our third solution of holding food drives throughout the community. This is something that would be extra beneficial because not only are you providing food for the hungry, but at the same time, you're helping to create a stronger community bond. This would make people start to realize how much of a difference they can make in their community just by donating a couple items, whether it be canned goods or a whole ham. Every bit counts. However, to make both of these solutions work, donations are very crucial, so it will take a group effort. This is something that my group and I felt would work very well to fight hunger in Youngstown.
That's a shame.
Another solution we came up with was to personally volunteer at a local food kitchen during holiday seasons. This is something that would show a lot of potential as long as people are willing to help. With more people helping, more people can get the food and supplies that they need. Volunteering during the holiday seasons are even more important because this is a time when everyone should at least have a little meal to eat. This action shows that you care about others and are willing to help make a difference in other people's lives. This is something that I personally brought up as a Catholic, was raised on, helping others who are in need. In this case, it's food. By serving food during a holiday and seeing the smiles on the people's faces will make you feel so much better about yourself, especially because you know you're making a difference.
That's good.
One last solution that we came up with was to invite someone that you know who is struggling with hunger over for dinner. This is an approach that will give you an up-close and personal perspective of someone who really is struggling. This person doesn't even have to be a stranger. It's probably better off they're not a stranger, rather a family member or a relative. That would mean so much to them. This is a solution that requires less effort and hassle than all the other options. It's easy. All you do is cook a meal and invite your family over for dinner. What else is better? To put these solutions into effect, a couple of steps would need to be taken. Different fundraisers would need to be set up to get money for expansion. Food drives would need to be ran in different parts of the community. Approved locations would need to be designated for fundraisers and food drives. Volunteers would need to be gathered beforehand. And lastly, a specific food bank would need to be selected to donate the funds and food to. Out of all the steps required to carry out these solutions, the most difficult to do would be to gather volunteers and setting up fundraisers. However, the least difficult would be to select a kitchen to bring the donations to, because all of them would definitely accept whatever you bring them. To overcome these difficulties, we can reach out to different churches, schools, and workplaces to find willing volunteers to help. Also, we can designate a group of people to be in charge of delivering the donated food to the food banks, most likely the ones that serve the most people. Last but not least, we can go to local businesses and ask if a food drive or fundraiser could be held there. Even though there are many other solutions you can use to fight hunger in our area, these are the ones we as a group felt were the 5 of the best. Thanks for listening to my presentation. I hope you were able to take something from it. Thank you.
Good talk.